5 submachine guns. All legal, all on sale right now, and every single one of them will make your shooting buddy jealous the second you pull it out of the case. One of them costs less than $1,000 and has more aftermarket support than guns twice its price. One shoots so soft you will think you are firing a .22. One was designed by a company that has been arming special forces teams across 40 countries for over 50 years. And the gun sitting at number 1 on this list is so dialed in out of the box that first-timers have pulled the trigger and genuinely thought something went wrong. That is how smooth it is. These are the top 5 subguns you can actually buy in 2026, starting right now with number 5. Number 5, CMMG Banshee MKGs. Most AR-style 9mm guns work the same way. Gas pushes the bolt straight back. The bolt slams the frame, and you feel every single shot. CMMG looked at that system and decided to do something different. The Banshee uses a radial delayed blowback system. Instead of the bolts crashing straight back under gas pressure, the bolt head rotates slightly before unlocking. That tiny rotation delays the cycle just enough to kill the harshest part of the recoil impulse before you ever feel it. It is a smarter system, and you can feel the difference immediately. Chambered in 9mm, the Banshee also comes in 10mm, 45 ACP, and 5.7 by 28mm. If you want variety and flexibility, the Banshee is your answer. It takes Glock magazines, which are cheap, easy to find, and bypass the proprietary mag tax. The AR-15 compatibility is another big win. Triggers, grips, stocks, and optics mounts transfer right over. Street price runs around $1,500. It is not the cheapest option, but it is the most versatile AR-style subgun available. However, number 5 is number 5 for a reason. The radial delayed system is clever, but more complex than simple blowback. Some early owners reported strange cycling issues, and diagnosing those problems takes time. You should know about it before spending $1,500. The Banshee is a great gun for people wanting more from an AR-9 without jumping to gas pistons, but the guns above it beat it in key areas. Number 4 is where the real value conversation starts. Number 4, CZ Scorpion EVO 3+. If you have been in the subgun world for more than 5 minutes, you have heard about the CZ Scorpion. It has been one of the most talked about civilian subguns on the market for years. The newer 3+ version cleaned up the things people complained about in the original, and right now in 2026, it is still one of the best deals in the whole category. The Scorpion EVO 3+ comes in at around $999. That is under $1,000 for a gun that ships with a threaded barrel, ambidextrous controls, a folding brace, and M-LOK rail sections already installed. Out of the box, it is already more ready to run than most guns at twice the price. It is a direct blowback 9mm. That means no roller delay, no gas piston, no fancy cycling system. Just gas, pressure, bolt goes back, bolt comes forward. Simple. And that simplicity is the core reason the Scorpion has become one of the most reliable guns in this category. It feeds everything. It runs dirty, it runs suppressed, it runs with cheap steel-cased ammo. The gun simply does not care what you put in it. The aftermarket for the Scorpion is enormous. Third-party companies make replacement triggers, upgraded grip panels, new handguards, folding stocks, extended mag releases, and dozens of other parts. The stock trigger gets criticized a lot, and it deserves the criticism. It is not great from the factory. But here is the thing, a CZ Scorpion trigger upgrade costs less than $40, takes about 20 minutes to install, and completely changes how the gun feels. No other gun on this list gives you that level of customization at that price point. The EV9 PMag fits the Scorpion and runs around $28 per magazine. That is not as cheap as Glock mags, but it is far from the most expensive option on this list. Buy 5 of them, load them all up, and you have a very capable range setup for under $200 in mags. The Scorpion does have one honest weakness. Shooting it suppressed sends gas back into your face. It is a known issue with direct blowback guns, and the Scorpion is no exception. It is manageable, but it is something you need to be aware of if you plan on running a can. At under $1,000, the CZ Scorpion EVO 3+ is the best value on this entire list. Full stop. But value alone does not win this countdown. The guns above number 4 bring something the Scorpion simply cannot match, and you are about to see exactly why. Stay with us because number 3 is a name that most people were not talking about a year ago, and now they cannot stop. Number 3, Springfield Armory Kuna. A year ago, nobody was asking about the Springfield Armory Kuna. Now it is one of the most interesting subguns on the civilian market, and it belongs at number 3 on this list. Here is why. The Kuna does something that guns at this price point almost never do. It uses a roller-delayed blowback system. That is the same operating system that made the HK SP5 legendary. Same basic principle. Two rollers lock the bolt into the barrel extension. Gas pressure pushes against the bolt face. The rollers have to cam inward before the bolt can travel rearward. That mechanical delay kills the sharpest spike of felt recoil before it ever reaches your hands. The result is a smoother, softer shot than almost any direct blowback gun can produce. The Kuna comes in 9mm and retails for around $1,179. For that price, you get a gun with a 6-inch threaded barrel ready to accept a suppressor, roller-delayed operation that puts it in the same recoil conversation as guns costing nearly 3 times as much, and a total overall length of just 15.5 inches. That makes it the shortest factory-built PCC in its class right now. Compared to the Scorpion below it on this list, the Kuna shoots noticeably softer. The roller delay does exactly what it is supposed to do. Compared to the SIG MPX above it, the Kuna saves you around $800 while giving up very little in real shooting performance. The weak spot is the magazine situation. Springfield uses a proprietary magazine for the Kuna, and each one runs about $36. That adds up quickly if you want 5 or 6 mags ready to go. Aftermarket support is also newer and thinner than the Scorpion. CZ has been building the Scorpion ecosystem for years. Springfield is still building the Kuna ecosystem, and it shows. But here is the honest truth. If you want roller-delayed performance and you are not willing to spend $2,000 or more, the Kuna is the answer. It sits right in the sweet spot of the market, and shooters who have spent time with it keep saying the same thing. It feels like it should cost more than it does. Number 2 on this list is where the premium conversation really begins. The gun above the Kuna costs almost twice as much, but it brings a completely different operating system, a completely different shooting experience, and a level of modularity that no other gun in this category can touch. Let's talk about it. Number 2, Sig Sauer MPXK. There are guns, and then there are guns that make other gun people stop and stare. The Sig Sauer MPXK is the second kind. The MPXK is the compact variant of the SIG MPX line. It runs on a short-stroke gas piston system, not a blowback system, not roller delayed. An actual gas piston, the same type of operating system you find in high-end military rifles. Gas from the barrel cycles the bolt through a piston that sits above the barrel. The bolt never sees the direct blast of gas from the chamber. That means less heat, less fouling, and a smoother, more consistent cycling process than any blowback gun can produce. The result at the muzzle is remarkable. The MPXK is widely considered the softest shooting 9mm subgun on this list. Shooters who fire it back-to-back against the Scorpion or even the Kuna consistently describe the same reaction. The MPXK barely moves. Follow-up shots stack almost on top of each other. For competition shooting or any situation where speed and control matter, the MPXK gives you something special. It ships with a closed bolt design, AR-15 style controls, fully ambidextrous operation, and a modular barrel system that lets you swap barrel lengths with basic tools. It features an auto-regulating gas system, but be aware, it runs notoriously gassy when suppressed from the factory. To fix it, you will need to spend a little extra on an aftermarket adjustable gas plug to tune it down. The SIG MPXK costs around $1,999. That is a real number, and you need to sit with it before buying. The magazines are proprietary and run about $45 each. Spare parts are expensive. A stripped upper runs around $500. The barrel alone is around $600. If you plan on building out a parts kit as a backup, budget accordingly. There is also the suppressor situation. The MPXK runs gassy through a suppressor from the factory. It is fixable with that aftermarket gas plug, but it requires attention. Some owners also report that the bolt speed is violent enough to eat certain aftermarket triggers. Only use triggers rated specifically for the MPX. At $2,000, the MPXK is not for everyone. But if you want the best shooting 9mm gas piston subgun you can legally buy right now without going all the way to a B&T APC-9, this is it. SIG built something special here. And then there is number 1. The gun at the top of this list has been in military service for over 50 years. It has been carried by special forces teams in more than 40 countries. It has a recoil system so refined that shooting anything else after it feels like a step backward. And right now, in 2026, you can walk into a gun store and buy one. Here is the number 1 subgun you can actually own. Number 1. Heckler and Koch SP5. Let's be clear right away. The HK SP5 is not a clone. It is the real thing, made in Germany on original HK tooling. When you buy an SP5, you are buying a piece of history. The civilian legal version of the iconic MP5, a platform used by elite operators worldwide, now has a version you can purchase at your local gun store. The operating system is roller-delayed blowback. 2 steel rollers lock the bolt head, delaying the cycle to produce the softest, most controlled recoil impulse of any 9mm subgun right now. Shooters often think the gun isn't cycling properly because it feels that different. Refined across 5 decades of real-world military service, it is flawlessly reliable and exceptionally accurate. Now for the honest part. The SP5 costs around $2,800. Magazines run $89, and the bolt does not lock open after the last round fires. The PTR-9CT objectively gets you 90% of the SP5 experience for 40% of the price. But if you want the genuine article, the actual HK engineering, and a gun that will outlast every other firearm in your safe, the SP5 is the answer. It earned that top spot 50 years ago and never gave it up. You just went through the 5 best civilian legal subguns. The Banshee for caliber flexibility, the Scorpion for value, the Kuna for roller delay performance without premium prices, the MPXK for the best gas piston 9mm, and the SP5 if you want the gun that started the legend.